What do these images arouse in you? This is poison. This is life. But this and this together is propaganda. That's it. That's for me in the future. You know, there isn't so long I have left with this lifestyle. Regardless of however much I may need to hold on to it for medical reasons. I got a letter in the mail the other day that said, in no uncertain terms, my disability is potentially being cut off again. This is in spite of the fact that I've had multiple recent, very severe psychotic episodes, 2 separate suicide attempts this year alone, and seem to be dipping into a mild form of paranoid psychosis just about every day. They, for whatever reason, don't want me on disability. And it makes me realize just how much I need to enter the wagey world, regardless of how much I seem to be able to adapt. I've been watching a lot of No's old videos from during the Corona pandemic. There was a specific feeling that those videos had that I don't think anyone can really capture anymore, where he was just drinking all the time, terminally unemployed, and sad in a way that he was able to capture through the erroneous kind of slice of life clips that he, I think, purposefully would put together. Like, you watch some of these videos and each clip after one another, it just kind of makes intuitive sense that he would place them there. A lot of those videos feel kind of like movies, and part of why I like them so much is because I don't think there are many videos on YouTube that so distinctly capture that feeling without directly stating anything about it. And it was watching these videos that made me feel nostalgic for my own experiences as a NEET and as a hikikomori, many of which were had around that same time, but most of which have been accumulating over the last, Jesus, like almost 7 years now. There comes a time when things need to change. Like, I thought the Wyoming arc was going to be the big wake-up call that I needed. I thought that was going to be when finally I got my act together and I was a good Protestant worker. Of course, I was at a dead-end job that seemed hell-bent on making my life miserable in just about every way that it could have. I didn't have much to live for. I was extremely lonely. And I was taking on all of these new responsibilities when I had gone, you know, the last half a decade, more than half a decade. You know, you get broad enough about it, more or less my whole life, without having any responsibilities. Without... It's my dog here. Without caring much at all about my own life. You know, suddenly I had to really care about it, or else, you know, I might not have a place to live. And it seems like, you know, every attempt I've made getting out of my house has ended with me having a psychotic break and thinking, you know, I'm just not cut out for employment. Or, you know, that happening, and then at the same time thinking, well, I just don't want to grow up. You know, I don't want to move away from Kingdom Hearts in the basement, blasting Limp Bizkit and 2-day-old pizza. I don't want to go away from that. I suddenly seem to get attached to so many of these surface level aspects, you know, visual aesthetics that are associated with being a NEET, that it's like I'm in the honeymoon phase for NEETdom all over again the moment that I step out of my little room. Like, the grass is greener always on the other side, they say. And it almost seems like I'm terminally locked into this cycle where either I don't know what I want, or I seem to just switch, like on the fly, from, you know, I really, really want independence, to I really, really want to be a NEET at all costs. And it's like, well, I can't really have both. I'm gonna deal with these animals. Animal situation dealt with. I just can't, I cannot sit idly by when puppies are whining. I have to do something to help them when it happens. But anyhow, yeah, like, I seem caught between these two worlds, and then whenever, you know, I feel like I'm making some progress, I just vehemently reject the progress and then go, you know, I need to go back to the baseline. I need to go back to what I'm used to. This is just so awful, I can't handle it. And then, you know, I'm entering psychosis and trying to kill myself. It's like, I need to let go of this. But I just don't know how to. I think there's one way, but I'm hesitant to bring it up in this video. So recently I felt a lot of motivation again to not just work, but also to go to school. Not so much to work here, because if I were to work in the state of the state that I'm in, I think most of my wages would be garnished. But it is to say, like, I want to work, and I want to work towards something. But another part of me, a part that I haven't quite been able to figure out how to deal with, wants to be in the basement playing Kingdom Hearts, listening to Limp Bizkit with a dinner of 2-day-old pizza. Like, how do you square that? How do you... A part of me just wishes I could have no responsibilities forever. But it's not just about me anymore. There's a responsibility I have to attend to right now. Yeah, it's not just about me anymore. Like, this... Fuck this. I won't fucking believe this, or at least I don't. There's another tornado happening right now. I just talked to my mom, and apparently she was outside, like by the Sonic, and she literally saw the tornado at the Sonic. There's a siren going off in town. Last time, the second time, there was a big storm of tornadoes in Kentucky. I think this year they took out, it went right through the town where I live and took down a fucking donut place in between, you know, taking out a lot of the trees directly in front of this house. I was in Massachusetts at the time this had happened. You know, the second wave of big tornadoes. Now, the first time, I think it was about a month before, the internet had been taken out, and I was off for a couple days. I was just listening to the radio or what have you. Second time, I was away, and I remember being in the mental hospital in Massachusetts and hearing on the radio them specifically bring up my town, you know, this one right here, which not gonna be my town soon enough. You know, soon, pretty soon, possibly this month. I'm gonna be moving out of this place, but I heard on the radio there, because all I had was fucking news to listen to and books to read. There was a tornado. So, of course, you know, I was worried. I call my father, and he tells me the whole thing. I come home, and the wood is still all over the place. And, you know, that was months ago. And you can still see a lot of the wood piled up from when the first one hit. So, I don't know what it is with all these tornadoes, in Kentucky. I do know that weather whiplash seems to be happening everywhere. Like, in Oregon the other day, it was snowing directly after a hot day. So, I guess, either human ingenuity is, ricocheting back at us, or God is very mad about something.